Okay, 3.2, we are doing stuff we've already done before, but now we're putting a name to it. So if we're not told that two triangles are congruent or not congruent, we can compare the side ratios. And if they all equal the same thing, they all have the same scale factor, then we can say the triangles are congruent by the side theorem. So remember when we did congruent triangles, the three sides mean the triangles are similar. So if you're using this theorem, you're trying to determine if two or more triangles are similar, and you're like, which sides go together? These ones are lined up for us, but you would start with the shortest sides. So like 6 and 8 go together, and you would compare those. And then 16 and I'm looking for the longest side now, right here, longest side. So 16 to 12. And then the middle, 12 to 9. And I would reduce all of those to, those both divide by 2, so it'd be 4/3. Those both divide by 4, 4/3. And those both divide by 3, which is 4/3. Okay, so these two triangles are similar by the side theorem. And then I can see that like these two are not. They have two equal sides, but the 10 and the 12 are not equal. So those would be not similar. So compare the three sides. If you get the same number 3 times, they're congruent. Another theorem we have is when we have two sides that make up an angle, we call that side angle side. And then let's see. If an angle of one triangle is congruent to an angle of a second. Okay, so the two angles are congruent, and then the side lengths have to be proportional, which means they have the same side ratio, same scale factor. Then they're similar. So here we have a congruent angle. They're both 90 degrees. That's what that means. So we're comparing the two sides that make that angle. And I'm going to take the longest sides and the shortest side. So I'm going to start with the shortest. We have 24 and 18. And then we have 28 and 21. And then we would reduce those. So 24 and 18 both divide by 6, which would leave 4/3 again. And then 28 and 21 both divide by 7, which would be 4/3 again. So these are congruent by side angle side. These were congruent by side. But either not congruent. Similar. Sorry. I'm thinking congruent triangles. They're similar because they have the same ratios. Congruent would mean everything's the same. Sorry for that mix up. I was in Math 1 mode, I guess. And so when you're working on your work, you're still going to have other stuff that pops up. You're still going to have to remember Pythagorean theorem, solving for a side, and stuff like that. But you will be asked about these theorems along with angle from the last section.